Gurubhyo Namaha. Today, the talk is on Pitru Paksha and the rituals for helping the evolution and liberation of the Pitru Devata, the ancestors, and in turn, helping your own evolution to being Jivan Mukta. In our project for Vedic India and Ramraj, we are helping introduce Vedic technologies for evolution and enlightenment to all. This includes both people in existence now and those who have departed or in transition. The yearly ritual of Shradha is done during the Pitru Paksha time. It is an essential service to be offered to all departed souls by family members or well-wishers. It has been forgotten by many and neglected during this COVID time in the past 2 years. This results in accumulation of Pitru dosha. Please reconnect to this revival and help with the evolution of your family members and ancestors and others who are dear to you. This is very important for your own evolution as you receive their blessings and grace of Almighty Nature in addition to removing the Pitru dosha. We will try to organize this every year as a part of service for helping with one's evolution and enlightenment. Take advantage of it. In order to help everyone, there will be individual and samuhik or group rituals performed. Now, let us look at the significance of this Pitru Paksha. The Pitru Paksha, also known as Krishna Paksha of Ashwin month or Mahalaya Paksha, begins after the full moon day and it marks the beginning of the waning phase of the lunar cycle. It is roughly a 15-day period of great significance. Brahma Puran suggests that Sri Brahmadeva grants freedom to all the unenlightened souls of the deceased, known as Pitru Devata, for one day to return to see their family members. Therefore, to ensure this Pitru Devata attain moksha, that means being liberated, people quench their thirst and satisfy their hunger by performing the Pindadan, which is an offering of food consisting of cooked rice and black sesame seeds. The Pindadan refers to the act of appeasing those who are not present there in the physical form. The various offerings are received through the Vedic Pandits performing the rites, who become the medium to convey the offerings through Vayudeva, which is air or ether, to the Pitru Devata. Here, prayers are offered and rituals are performed to help the souls get freedom from the cycle of birth and death. Rituals like Tarpan or Tarpanam and Shradh are carried out to pay respects to dead relatives, ancestors who are pleased. Here, there are a few important things to understand. Doing Shraddha to immediate and ancestral Pitru Devatas is the responsibility and duty of each individual. It is normally done by sons every year, but there are many who are married and do not have sons or children, and unmarried people, both men and women, orphans, people who died prematurely, in accidents, wars, natural calamities, etc., also deserve to be helped with their evolution and enlightenment. So any relative or well-wisher can do this Shraddha during the particular Mahalaya Amavasya. They receive the same benefits, and the performers also receive the grace from all these Pitru Devata who are not blood related. The Pandit doing the Shraddha becomes the face of the Pitru Devata, and it is through this Brahmin Pandit he receives the food, water, clothes and other offerings. When the Pitru Devata is pleased and happy, his blessings bring abundance and all good things to the performer of this Shraddha. Now let us understand the Pitru Dosha. Pitru Dosha happens in many ways and in different circumstances. Firstly, when proper Vedic rites are not performed at the time of death and after death, this results in Pitru Dosha. The departed parents or individuals experience displeasure amounting to a curse for the current and future generations. Then there is accumulated dosha and subsequent karma and debt, which is called runam, from many past lives. This accumulated Pitru dosha has happened knowingly and unknowingly, but it has to be brought to an end now in this life so that you don't carry it forward into your next life, and also help you and the other to be liberated from this cycle of life and death. Any dosha from this current life is reflected in the future lives, and so one has to bring completion to all of these violations of dharma, to your parents, etc., in this birth itself. There are three types of violations of nature or violations of dharma done to Pitru Devata through one's speech, thoughts and actions. These violations have disturbed and hurt this Pitru Devata in so many ways, directly and also through one's existence in adharma and continuing with pragyaparat or the mistakes of the intellect. This Pitru Devata goes through pain and suffering and sees the child as unworthy of maintaining family dignity and traditions and disturbing the harmony of family and society. This pain and suffering on the part of the Pitru Devata and all the ancestors of the many past births is what contributes to Pitru Dosha. So now everyone has the opportunity to correct this Pitru Dosha. Next, let us try to understand the effects of the Pitru Dosha in a nutshell. The effects are too numerous and elaborate. In some individuals, Pitru Dosha is associated with Kala Sarpa Dosha. Briefly speaking, many obstacles in life with health, education, career, marriage, children, for example, delay in marriage, delay in childbirth, or infertility, birth defects and chronic illness, or imbalances in mind, emotions and body, etc., are all said to be related to Pitru dosha. Likewise, premature death, accidental deaths, incurable disease in the family, constant conflicts in families, unexplained enmity, and financial losses and debts, extreme efforts even for small accomplishments, and constant opposition at many levels, including people, are related to Pitru dosha. Most important here is the Vedic technologies are available to correct this pragyaparad, the mistake of the intellect, and this Pitru dosha to all ancestors. If the Pitru dosha is minimal, then it is resolved with the usual Shradha during this Pitru Paksha period. But if one is experiencing more obstacles and opposition in many aspects of life, then a Jyotish reading should be done to see the degree of this Pitru dosha and do the needed procedures to bring Atma Shanti and happiness to Pitru Devata. In general, if this special yajna with Jyotish is done once for this Pitru dosha, it is sufficient, but it has to be determined by the Jyotish Pandit. Then one continues with the yearly Shraddha of offering food, water and other offerings. Now, let us see what you can actually do for your Pitru Devatas, including ancestors who are both immediate and of many lives during this Pitru Paksha. Everyone should perform this Shraddha during this holy period of Krishna Paksha for departed family members, ancestors, and also all other departed souls known to you. But do not have others to perform these rites. It is the greatest yajna for helping one's evolution to enlightenment and also eliminating this Pitru dosha. It is the greatest act of charity and compassion for those souls who are not taken care of by their own children or family. It should be done every year during this Paksha. If the tithi or date is known, then Pandits will perform during this tithi. If not, it will be done on Mahalaya Amavasya day, which is referred to as Punya Tithi for all. For some, they do this as a vratam for all 15 days. For others, one can follow the vratam just for one day. This period is devoted to the deceased family members and ancestors, and hence it is equivalent to mourning or remembrance. Besides these, men also abstain from shaving their beard, cutting their hair, because it is believed to be the time for mourning and penance. And this is why no auspicious events or functions are carried out until the Pitru Paksha ends. So, for example, people do not purchase new clothes or accessories, gold or any other precious metal, or make investments in a new house or vehicle. Furthermore, consumption of onion, garlic, meat, and other heat-generating ingredients with a strong aroma is avoided. And last but not least, people maintain celibacy during this period. Thus, by offering prayers and performing rituals, people help unenlightened and suffering souls get relieved from the cycle of birth, life, and death. And further, this act of reverence also helps performers relieve themselves of the Pitru dosha, the curse of the ancestors. Another way of enlightening the unenlightened souls is to let this soul who has been invited for the individual Shraddha listen to chanting of Vishnu Sahasranama, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam Path, etc. This is done by a group of Pandits during the individual Shraddha. This knowledge is received and helps with rapid evolution of the soul. Many read and listen to Pitru Stuti from Brihad Dharma Puranam every day during this Krishna Paksha. It removes all the sins of the Pitru dosha and brings auspiciousness to the performer. Here is the Pitru Stuti. Brahma Uvacha Namo Pitre Janmadatre Sarvadeva Mayaya Cha Sukadaya Prasannaya Supritaya Mahatmane. Sri Brahma said, Om, salutations to my ancestors who gave this human birth and who have all devas residing in their body, and also who always blesses with great joy, who remain happy and are great souls admired by many good people. Next, Sarva Yagna Swarupaya Svargaya Parameshtine Sarvatirthavalokaya Karuna Sagaraya Cha. My salutations to my ancestors who are the form of all yagyas, who are verily the Devatas in Swarga, who are the form of all sacred waters called Tirtha, and as well as oceans of compassion. Next, Namo Sada Asutoshaya Sivarupayate Namo Namaha Sada Paradakshemine Sukhaya Sukadaya Cha. My salutations to my ancestors who are easily pleased and who are the very form of Shiva. My salutations to those who always pardon our violations and mistakes and who are pleasant by nature and always bless us with joy. Next, Durlabham Manushamidam Yenalabdham Mayavapuhu Sambhavaniyam Dharmarte Tasmai Pitre Namo Namaha. This human birth is difficult to get, and through you I have obtained it to be able to perform all kinds of dharma. Hence, my salutations to you, my ancestors, also referred to as mains. Next, Tirthasnana Tapo Homa Japadin Yasya Darsanam Mahaguruscha Guruve Tasmai Pitre Namo Namaha. Having taken bath in sacred waters of holy rivers and lakes, having done penance with meditation and samadhi, I have been able to have your darshan, your vision. My salutations to you, who are the master of all teachers. Next, Yasya Pranamastavanat Kotisak Pitrutarpanam Asvamedha Sathai Tulyam Tasmai Pitre Namo Namaha. As per your words, I am offering Pitru Tarpana, which is alternative to many prayers. This Pitru Tarpana is equivalent to 100 Ashwamedha Yagyas, and I wholeheartedly offer my salutations to you. And here is the Falasruti. Idam stotram Pitru Punyam Yap Patet Prayato Naraha Pratyaham Prataruddhaya Pitru Shradha Dinopicha Swajanma Divase Sakshat Pituragre Stitopi Va न तस्य दुर्लभम किंचित सर्वज्ञत्वादिवांछितम नानापकर्म कृत्वापि यस्तौति पितरं सुतः सद्ध्रुवं प्रविधाय एव प्रायश्चित्तं सुखी भवेत् पितृप्रीतिकरैर्नित्यं सर्वकर्माण्यर्हति। ओम तत्सत्। You can listen to this or chant this during these 15 days of this Pitru Paksha, and also during your birthday and your parents' birthday, so that there is auspiciousness and evolution to all. Now, finally, some might say, we can do all of this, and is there any other way to bring Atma Shanti to Pitru Devata and remove the doshas? Veda offers many other ways. One has to approach the learned Pandit and gain the information. Here, it is very important to understand that our rishis made it easy for masses to get the most benefit by organizing these special rituals during a short specific period every year, so that one can gain the most for evolution and carry on with one's normal life in this Sanatana Dharma. Finally, to live a life of celebration and joy in Sanatana Dharma, I recommend that you practice transcendental meditation, gain the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, learn to recite Gita for yourself and your children, use holistic medicine like Ayurveda, eat only organic food and support our Vedic organic farmers, and avert the obstacles and future danger with the knowledge of Jyotish and Yagya and other Vedic technologies. Visit Ma Brahmanandamayee channels in YouTube and visit the website allvedicorganic.com. Jai Gurudev, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. I gave this talk 2 days ago, and a few concerns were presented by the listeners. I will address them briefly so that there are no doubts. Here, the word Pitru Devata refers to parents and forefathers who are conducive to your birth in this human body. The Pitris in Sanskrit is also referred to souls or Jivatma of the departed people or Purvaja. They existed before you and had karmic relationships as siblings, other relatives, friends, associates, and well-wishers, etc. It also includes the Jivatma of people born after you and have died prematurely unknown to you. So, this Shraddha is for all whom you have encountered as parents and others. Everyone needs to be pleased by these Vedic rites and helped with their evolution for attaining moksha or liberation. Again, you are the recipient of all the blessings and grace for helping with their evolution. For parents, there is Pitru Runam and or debt, and Pitru Dosha, due to violations of individual dharma or duties and responsibilities towards the parents knowingly or unknowingly. So this Pitru Runam and Pitru Dosha should be addressed and brought to completion in this life for your own evolution and liberation. The best way to get rid of Pitru Dosha and Pitru Runam and also any other dosha is for you to rise in consciousness with regular transcendence and gaining cosmic consciousness. In this consciousness, all of karma is dissolved, and because of this all-pervading consciousness, you are intimately connected and raising the consciousness of the Pitru Devata too. You are directly helping in addition to the Vedic rites. When the Jivatma are invited, they come with a clear mind and desire to be liberated by the grace of Brahmadev. They receive purification and knowledge, especially when Parayanam or recitation of Vedic literature is done. They return with satisfaction of having received the Vedic offerings of food, etc., and also gain the illumination of mind and intellect or buddhi to further their seeking and sadhana for liberation. Those who are in transition will acquire a conducive birth for their evolution, and those who are already in another body will evolve more rapidly. This is why this is the highest respect and service for these departed Atma. No one should be excluded in receiving these Vedic rites. It needs to be repeated every year because process of purification and evolution to perfection is a long journey. Certainly, when a guru appears, then the long journey is cut short. Only a human being can help another in this process of evolution, and it will be worthwhile to help with participation of many people known to you in this Samuhik Shradha event, performed during the Punya Tithi of Mahalaya fortnight. Now, two people expressed concern as to who will do these Vedic rites for them after their death, as they do not have any reliable family member. Best resolution is to be enlightened and not need these rites anymore. Alternatively, it is better to plan about remaining life, death, after death, and continuing rites, etc., now for every seeker. Then the nature's support comes with a responsible person to handle these concerns. I hope this is clear. Jai Gurudev.
सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।